Let me check. Not get serious here.
Nah, I'm with my.
Oh, the boys are already arguing.
This is the best part of the podcast.
Hey, you can't just win an argument by saying just grow up. That's
Dude,
rude.
that's not how you win an argument,
that's
but that's how
rude.
you piss off somebody
That's
really
fucking
fucking
That's
fast.
a very quickly. That's
Hi,
like
everyone.
close to.
This is John, Nick, another John, and Priscilla. This is the boys versus everything. What's up, son?
Je me
Oh,
souviens,
shit.
bro.
Je me souviens.
Holy. I'm confused about how all of this started.
This is what happens when you forget a microphone wire.
Yeah, now you have to share a mic.
Now you have to shut up
Now you have
and,
to
and,
share.
and,
You
and let the
can't-
intro roll.
You
Oh
can't
my
shut
God.
us
You just
up.
gotta watch it. It's not your show.
Okay,
It's not your host. You're not the host anymore.
Welcome to the BVE pod. It's a nice rambling episode. John don't got a mic right now.
that's true.
So we got John 1 with no mic. We got Nick,
Adolf
John, another
Podler
John,
here.
and Prissy, the one and only.
I'm back.
Oh my god.
I'm back and I'm sick, but
We're
I'm
starting a
back.
wild and obscure episode with high vibes.
Welcome to Spooky Month.
Spooky month, yeah.
It's Spooky Month. We're here to deliver some spooky shit. Priscilla's gonna be taking us through a tour of.
Oh shit. Not fully.
What's going on, guys?
I got half, like I have one hand on the wheel and like
And
my
Jesus taking
entire
the
other
other.
body like out the fucking car window.
Amen.
Yes.
So it's
That's
not
how I
gonna
like
be-
to drive.
That's
That's
exactly.
how I like John.
But I mean, you know, I was trying to find some urban legends. I think we all know some of, but they're like kind of. How do I say this? A lot of them are crappy, like very.
Dude, I tried to
like-
do the same thing, and I was looking up some stuff because he said like, "Oh, we might need some interesting like,
Yeah.
some interesting research."
Yeah.
And I'm trying to look some shit up, and I'm just like, "What the fuck?" It's like
I
a
spent-
6-year-old trying to make up a story.
I
Yeah.
spent last night looking for creepypastas. Mary was helping me. Shout out to Mary. It was like I was telling you in the car, but it was like I was babysitting this family's kid, and I went down to the basement, and there was a scary clown picture in the basement. And then I called the family and said, "Hey, there's a scary clown picture in your basement." And then she's like, "Well, we don't have a scary clown picture. We have a mirror in the basement."
Oh, yeah.
And I'm always like, where was your reflection then?
They-
That was a mirror.
No. They were low key. They were low key just roasting the shit out of him. They were just saying, "You look like
You the clown,
you-
bitch! Oh, that
See,
works.
that's what he meant. That's what he meant.
That works too.
It's not even scary. It's just making fun of the fucking guy.
Yeah, exactly. Just you're a fucking clown, bro.
It just starts being like, well, you see it as like a 6th grader's like creative writing class,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and you're just kind of like, okay, you know, come back to me when you're like high school age, and maybe like you know your writing got better, your process of this got
But
better
it's-
because it's so dumb.
It's like those urban legends where like a lot of them feel that way as well. We're like we've all heard these stories when we were kids,
Mhm.
and all these stories are just like rehashes of those same like urban legends.
It's
So they
like
all
No,
sound
but
the
I
same.
gotta
Creative,
give credit
yeah.
to all the moms out there that are like the best storytellers because, bro, some of these stories like they would keep you up at night just because you're overthinking their story. You know what I mean?
Oh, you
And moms scared scared their kids shitless for generations. Like they're
That's
good at
true.
this shit.
I remember hearing like a babysitter one, and this is like a day before I went to babysit,
yeah.
and then
Oh,
as I'm
that's better. That's always great.
as I'm babysitting, I tell these girls, I'm like 13, they're like 6 or whatever, telling these girls about the story, and they're like family friends, so they're like making fun of me. And so they go to bed and they purposely like do creepy shit.
Nice.
And they're like, oh, I see someone outside. And I'm like, shut up, like don't fuck with me now.
But what is the babysitter story? You could start it off. Start off with
I
that
don't
one.
I don't remember like enough details to like do it properly.
To
Okay,
do it
okay,
justice.
okay.
Yeah.
He's not a mom trying to scare his kids.
Have you guys heard of the like killer in the backseat urban legend?
Yeah.
where like this lady's
No.
driving down the road at night. I don't know where she's going, but there's like a car.
You never
So there's
say
different
that.
versions of the story, but like there's a car behind her, and it's like blinking. It's like, can you stop laughing?
You really
I
didn't
just-
have to say I don't know where she's
It's
going.
No, I
funny.
don't
It's just like if she's riding down at night. I don't know where the fuck she's going. I
Well,
don't
where
know
would-
what's her problem.
Where would she be going?
I was like, that was so unnecessary.
Where would she be going in the middle of the night? I don't know. Maybe she shouldn't be out.
Oh, bro, it's got me crying.
It just does it become a victim blaming story? Killer in the backseat. Of course, this bitch is driving around all night. I don't know what the fuck she's doing. What the fuck is
basically
wrong with
a
her?
whore.
I'm dying.
This story's from the 50s. Clearly, this woman shouldn't have been on the road, period.
She should have been at home with her husband sleeping.
Making her a cup of Folgers coffee.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
No, but so different versions of this story. In one version, there's a truck that comes up behind her
Yeah.
and is like blinking its lights, flashing its lights at her,
Yeah.
doing a bunch of shit, honking the horn,
Yeah.
and I mean she refuses to let him go around. I don't know,
Mhm.
and the car even like in some cases even goes like as far as like ramming her a bit.
Oh shit. Okay.
And she's like, "What
That's
the
what she
fuck," you know? And
Mhm.
then she gets home and realizes there's a killer in the back seat. That's why the driver was doing all that.
Wait, but she still got home safe?
I mean, I guess once she parked, he killed her when she got home. I that's one version of the story.
This is why I didn't say my story because he like he's bullshit.
Hold on.
You said that's one version?
That's one version because the other
Okay.
version, I like the other version better. It's cooler.
Yeah.
The gas station one.
Okay.
So the gas station one is she pulls up to a gas station.
Okay.
And there's different versions of it where the truck driver tells her when she's like, who do I trust? Do I trust the truck driver or do I trust, Then the other
The
one
killer in the
is,
backseat.
no, do I just, maybe the truck driver is the killer in the back seat.
Ah,
And he's like, I'll
okay.
take you somewhere safe. We'll call the police.
Oh, okay.
Because I think the truck driver is supposed to say something along the lines of like, well, like come to my truck. We'll wait for the police there.
Ah,
So it's like,
okay.
that's sketchy.
So the sketch. Yeah, okay.
But no, the other version is like she gets like her gas filled up, and then that's when like the gas station.
So this is back in the day where you didn't pay with the card at the pump. So yeah, but so this is an old story,
For
right? So
modern
she has to go pay
sensibilities.
cash in the gas station. So she goes up to pay in the gas station.
Okay.
And he says, "Come inside." He opens the door and he's like, "Come in the booth."
Okay.
And she's like, "What? No." And he's like, "Come in the booth. I gotta call the cops." And she's like, "What the fuck? No." And like she leaves, like runs away to go to her car. And is like, "Fuck this creep. Like this is crazy."
Mm-hmm.
Gets inside her car, and then the killer fucking slits her throat. And she realizes,
Jesus Christ!
fuck.
Oh my god!
She realizes
so scary.
as the throat's been slit.
The
she's
motherfucker
like,
was trying to save her life. Like, call the
shit.
cops.
It's like a Darman video.
That's
It's
the
like one of those.
thing.
But all of these are written in that same Darman video. You know, where like a lady's racist to a black guy in the park, and it's just like, "No, I have no time for you, black man. I'm on my way to an important job interview."
Yeah,
and
and then
then it's like, "What are you doing here, black man? I was racist to at the park." And he's like, "I happen to be the CEO of this company."
I am the CEO. Yeah,
and you're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Oh
But
shit! I
that's
should have
exactly
listened."
What a blunder.
That's exactly the vibe I'm getting with this story.
The urban legends for white people
Yeah.
is that black people might be in positions of power.
But like that is like the feeling I get with this story because it's so like, oh no, like I'm doing everything that's like not in any way conveying the urgency of the thing. I'm honking, I'm doing all these crazy shit, and like instead of just being like, I don't know, like fucking pull up next to her and be like, pull your fucking
Well, he's
window.
trying to pull up, but she's being a stubborn ass woman. She's not moving out of the way. She's not letting him. She's like, I'm not. I'm holding my foot down. I'm driving the limit. If you keep honking, I'm gonna drive slower.
I don't know.
I'm gonna brake check your ass.
Yeah, she's brake checking him. She's fucking windshield washer and everything.
It's too much. It's too much like wrapped in like morality. I feel for urban legends for me to fully appreciate it. It's too much. Always trying to be like, now remember, kids, this is like like this is what you shouldn't do, and this is what you shouldn't do. Which I get it more historically. Like if you wanted to tell your kids, maybe walking alone at night in the woods where there's other people is not the smartest thing to do. So you'll concoct
Yeah.
whatever urban legend you can.
Well,
but,
I've heard that as like urban legends being created as a way of like keeping people safe. A way
Yeah.
like a lot like one of the most common types of urban legends or mythical creatures that people come up with are like water related
yeah.
and like drowning related. Like they'll
That's
kill you
true.
by drowning, and it's a lot of times it's just because people are fucking stupid and they drown a lot. So it's like maybe if we scare them into not being near the water, you know, because the fear of drowning is not big enough.
Maybe like I don't know, learn how to swim. Like sometimes it's at a point where I'm just like, I don't know, don't get drunk and like water is there and you're like woo, and then you forget that you just never learn how to swim.
Like I've told you guys before, like Guatemala has like some tales like that, but it's literally like very specific shit where it's like we have like el sombrerón, which is like a man who will come and braid your hair if you leave your window open. And if he braided your hair, that means he's chosen you. So the next time you leave your window open, he's gonna kill you.
Oh shit! I need a braider. No.
That's good.
Well, I
You
got
can't
killed
braid
by
my
that.
yo, I wish he snuck in, man. I leave my window open all the time.
In North America, he gives you frosted tips.
Nice.
He turns you into vanilla ice.
Guy Fury escaped the curse.
Justin Timberlake as well.
Actually, I think Guy Fieri is the
He's the
guy.
blueprint.
He's the monster.
He's the poster for it. It's crazy because I never had like for like things that I should have scary stories to keep me away from, like going alone in forests and shit like that. I've never had that. It's literally just small shit that was inconvenient for my mother to do every day, or like so she would make
dishes.
up. She would just make me like example like leaving my drawers open or like leaving my closet open. She would give me like scary stories about that, or she would tell me like if you leave your like like your drawers open like at night while you're sleeping, like you have
A goblin's gonna shit on your socks.
yeah, you got goblins that are gonna be coming out and like attack you in your sleep and shit like that. And it was bad because my room, like, for a kid with a really vivid imagination, it was really terrible because I had a tree right outside my house.
Nice, even
And I
better.
had big
Nice, that's
open
good.
windows and no blinds.
Okay,
So
yeah.
at night, it was just like the street lights would shine onto the trees, and like everything would be moving, and then they do like crazy shapes and shit like that. And my imagination is so wild, so wild that I'd always look out on my balcony because I knew how to climb up my balcony and like sneak in my own house.
Okay.
So I was like, I'm just keep checking to see like to make sure that nobody's doing what I used to do. You know?
Oh shit.
Yeah. So
Okay.
It
so
was
you-
actually like very terrifying.
Despite the terrifying
sense.
tree, you were scared of an actual human getting into your.
Yeah, I was scared of
room.
an actual. Yeah, the tree made me think that there was like somebody might be creeping up and shit. But then like also like I would always make sure like when I had friends sleeping over and shit, I'd be like, close that fucking drawer. They'd be like, why close that drawer? I'm like, just trust me.
So do you still have a fear of open drawers?
No,
to
no,
this
no.
day?
I have my closet open every night.
Okay.
I do have
There's a
like
drawer right there. We could find out.
Oh, that's true.
You know, it's weird because now I have no drawers.
well,
You got
so
rid-
you did
you-
have
you
the
got
fear.
rid of the problem.
Yeah, you did
I
have
guess
the
it
fear.
affected me more
So the
psychologically.
fear is there.
Yeah.
I will say that for urban legends, I was wondering, like, I don't think they can still scare you, obviously. I don't think it's like a crazy extent as when you were a kid, but now as an adult, like for urban legends that involves either creatures, humans, or paranormal stuff, or like like werewolves or whatever, like what really scares you? Does it scare you if it's something that appeared to be like paranormal but turned out human, or that was human but that turns out to be paranormal, or was paranormal all along, which is like like whatever that could be,
Personally,
or was
for-
human all along?
Personally, for me, is the things that could have existed. Like, actually, like, it makes sense that it could have existed. Paranormal shit, I couldn't give less of a fuck.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah,
it
same.
might be real. I'm like, but I honestly don't give a fuck.
I very
Same.
quickly
I-
got scared of like
Yeah.
humans a lot
Me
more. Like
too.
my parents like did not hold back on like actual fucked up like human things
Yeah.
that happened to them. Like my dad when I was very young, and it was like a cautionary tale he told me, but it was like from his own childhood, and it was like that really like scared the shit out of me. That like it was like he told me this story about how like he and a couple of friends When he was in, I think it was when he was in Guatemala, but like they were just hanging out, and then like this man told him, hey, come here, like if you do a couple of errands for me, like I'll I'll give you guys some money. And he's like, okay, but like why don't you stay here and help me with stuff, and like I'll send you 2 on errands. And like so my dad was like, I'm gonna go on the errand, and then one friend stayed, and then they went, and then when they came back, they were gonna rotate. He was gonna take my dad next, and my dad was like, nah, I'm still gonna go on the errands. They switched kids. That second kid was like, dude, that guy showed me his dick.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay,
Yeah.
well there we go.
And it was like, yeah, and so it literally he got the different strokes thing happened to him.
yeah, actually,
Whoa.
yeah.
They left Dudley there.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like,
I was like that. The title of the show.
the
is
title.
Yeah,
title.
really
Yeah,
didn't
it's
go
an
well with the fact that
unfortunate.
you just showed him his dick.
yeah.
but yeah, my bad, my bad. But like,
Different
yeah,
strokes.
but like stories like that very early on when I was a kid, I was like, yes, they had an impact on me that I was like, I don't really give a shit about like ghosts and shit.
Yeah.
I was a lot more like people are a lot more scary already.
This is what I find interesting because, like, I'm of the same way. For me, I'm much more terrified of the human component.
People
and
are way more dangerous.
yeah, but it's interesting because, like, I've asked
Well, I'd
about
like to
this.
put a human against a werewolf first before we
That's true.
say bold statements like that.
Yeah,
We
but
need to
how
have
many
a battle.
werewolves have you seen in your life, John?
The crazy thing for me is
Now, how many humans have you seen? in
I've
your
seen She-Wolf, Shakira.
yo, that's my
life?
girl.
Talk
Don't
about
talk
Shakira
about my
around
girl
this
like that.
man like this.
Hey,
Nick,
what's
didn't you
wrong
kill
with
her?
you?
I came to drop some bars off, you know.
Sheesh.
yo, that's my fucking
Oh.
girl.
We gotta get him on.
Call me the soap man. I'm here to deliver bars.
Hey.
And slip and slide everywhere, huh?
Yo,
But like,
Don't worry about it. We're gonna talk about Diddy later.
but I've been like, I remember
That's a real
asking the
scary
same
story.
question to someone who, like, a lot of stuff happened by humans to this person.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, so like I was saying, it's like, man, he like the idea that this could be like a guy there and everything. And for that person, we're like, oh, but I know what they're gonna do, so that doesn't scare me anymore. Maybe because they had that shit happen to them, or like I can expect it, but I don't know what the paranormal is. And like the fear of the unknown was a lot scarier than now knowing what like a human could do is. So, and I found that interesting because I'm like, but for me, it's like knowing exactly what a human could do. Actually, the plethora of things for their own benefit scares me a lot more than, like, I mean, shit, I'll be scared regardless, but
yeah, but
I
I,
don't
feel
know.
like I don't know. Like to me, I never had like my parents are very like no, there's no religion in my house. There's none of that stuff.
yeah.
And like they would say like scary stories, like especially my dad. But I never truly, like as a kid, it would scare me for sure in the moments.
Mm,
But I never truly believed in any of it.
yeah.
But and then like even like the human element, it never like I never feared it because of the thing of the I know what is capable.
Mm-hmm.
Weirdly enough, as a kid, what gave me the most fear is like storms and natural like
Yeah.
events.
That makes sense.
Like it's funny because he was talking about seeing like the trees move out your window.
Yeah.
When I saw the trees move out of my window, I was like, tornado's coming. Like it's the fucking end.
Yeah.
We're about to get swallowed up by something. Like fuck this shit.
I mean, that's a legitimate fear. Your fears are based on the things where, like, well, that I literally
Man, do I
can't
got a
stop.
movie for you, bro.
Twisters.
2012.
Twisters.
One tornado? How about multiple?
How about
Doing
all
that
of
shit.
them?
What about tornadoes with sharks in them?
Now you're talking
Oh, yeah.
crazy. Now you talking crazy.
Now you're in John's territory.
Get out of my nightmares.
Dude, I'm gonna see a storm. I'm like, yo, fuck these sharks, dog.
my whole life, like I feel like mythical creatures never really like like a lot of them didn't make sense to me. Besides like fucking giants or all that bullshit. Like
Yeah.
things that are like kind of make sense. Cause
Do you
like,
believe in giants?
I believe in big like taller than us. Let's say
Big
like 9
people?
feet or 8 feet people.
Yeah.
Like used to.
So
exist.
like Yao Ming?
no, Yao Ming's 7 feet. Bro.
He's
That's
bigger
tall
than
as
you. How tall
shit.
are you?
Yeah, but if you have humans that are 7 feet,
Wait.
It wouldn't be a
Answer
fu-
the question.
he's not taller than my cock. Okay. Maybe 7 feet, but I know he ain't 7 feet down there. But Don't look at me like that.
Get that Asian dude that like calculates people's like heights by like just taking pictures. Find out what his height
No,
is.
literally, I saw him walk into this room. He was about 5'6", but now I saw him next to that bookshelf. That bookshelf got to be.
Yeah, literally, he's good at that.
But like, so like, I'm to the extent of like, let's say like, there's a low amount of people that are over 7 feet that are alive now. But I would believe that before that there would be people that were like 9 feet and that would be normal, you know. But they just got extinct because they're so different. You know? And I'm speaking like
They got hunted.
I'm
They
speaking
got
like
hunted down. They're like
they got hunted
dinosaurs.
down because they're
Yeah,
different.
we overpowered the giants
Just like they
we
did the
did.
redheads.
with our fucking
You know?
sticks and stones and spears and whatever.
We used to watch this show Découverte every Sunday with my parents.
Mhm.
It was like cut in 3 segments.
Yeah.
First 2 segments always super interesting. Last segment was always about climate change.
Okay.
And it would give me so much goddamn anxiety to
That
the
makes
point
sense.
where my parents literally stopped. We stopped watching it.
Holy shit.
I didn't even know why, but it's because they realized how anxious I would get
Oh no.
watching that. And I was just like, yo, great. Like they keep saying in 20 years, all these polar bears are going to be dead and all this shit, right?
They're
I
not.
did see a really funny video of a polar bear trying to stay on an ice cap.
It's true. Like all this shit was like 20 years ago.
Completely unrelated.
Like when I was like, like fucking 6, 7 years old.
Yeah.
And it's true. Like it's fucking, people are struggling now, you know?
Yeah.
All these animals.
We haven't had a tornado scare in like
Last fucking years,
I'm
a
talk-
tornado in
no, no.
Mirabel.
That's what I'm trying to say. In the last, at
For
least
context, there's never tornadoes in Maribel.
in Montreal, we've never had a tornado scare.
Yeah, there was.
No, I
He's
mean,
making
for
a joke.
context, usually there's never one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
In to get back what I was saying.
Yes.
In Montreal, we haven't had a tornado scare in over 20 years, and
Yeah.
then this year we've had like 2. Actually, this year, last year and this year,
Yeah.
we've had
It's
2 in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So like, yes, it is changing, and that is also like something that is fearsome, where it's like
It's,
where you get scared.
Dude, this is a Halloween episode. Nothing to do with monsters.
well, that's
No,
a big
these are the
monster.
real
We'll still
monsters.
get into
Yeah,
it.
that's the big
God,
monster.
that's the real monster.
Yeah, but like that's why it was like it
that
was
thing
trying
Nick's
to.
always been afraid of. God.
It was trying to like put back. Well,
we just lost a Christian audience.
we got our witch cackle for Halloween, so we're set on that. Like
That's gonna be part of the
that's
next
the
intro.
best laugh I've ever heard.
That's the
That was
intro of
such
this
a great
episode, is Nick's
cackle. I
laugh.
love it.
The intro of this episode is Nick's laugh.
But like I do think like Halloween and everything.
It's like a baby's
but-
laughter, by the way. It's like the goal.
baby.
No,
That's a baby's
that's
laughter.
like no, but I mean the feeling it gives you.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Getting that laughter it means everything.
Can you imagine a baby with like a like
Some people don't know I laugh like that because they're not that funny.
Oh shit, that's good.
No.
That's good.
Yeah, I've had the privilege of hearing Nick's Velociraptor laugh.
It's an amazing laugh. I love it. It's hilarious. It always brings a smile to my face.
No, it's satisfying when you actually get to hear like your friend's actual laugh.
Deep laughs
Yeah.
and everything.
That's
yeah.
what-
Dude, we had that on the last episode. I also fucking started laughing uncontrollably. You know?
Yeah.
I'm fucking
I've
sweating
had
now.
that, like, the only one that I feel like is the most contagious is Priscilla's real laugh.
Oh,
when we
thank
were
you.
camping,
Oh my god.
when we were camping, her laugh was so contagious it pissed John off. Like,
That is an entirely different type of.
Dude.
So
High
contagious,
shit.
it starts to piss somebody.
dude, it was like it was
No,
just
it was at my expense at every turn.
That's why it was real.
Everything I did was funny.
It wasn't at your expense. It was
You're
because
just
it
a
was
hilarious
funny.
guy. When
I was also like
you're on
high on
shrooms.
shrooms, so we have to give myself a little bit
So
of
no
benefit.
note to the audience. When
Don't be
Priscilla's
funny
high on
with-
shrooms,
Don't be funny.
Mexicans are hilarious.
Mexican.
I love how I made.
Guatemalans are hilarious.
Yo,
Did you have to correct your own ethnicity?
I do.
What are you?
it's a
It's a
long,
long story.
It's a
I'm
long story, and
Guatemalan.
it's completely my fault.
Okay, let's get back to the urban legends.
Yeah, let's go back to
So,
fear.
so witches, right?
Witches, you.
No.
You.
Not people.
But like,
Not people.
no,
You're
but
not a person.
Would you bang a hot witch?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, obviously.
Would you bang a hot werewolf?
Yes.
Oh, definitely.
Well,
Hell
yeah. It's a different story.
Hell yeah.
It's a lot of literature.
Wait, can werewolves
There's a
be
lot of
girls?
literature tied into that.
Are there women werewolves?
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah,
Yes.
there is. Yeah.
I've never.
Not enough in pop culture.
There's not. There's never enough in pop culture. Yeah, but there is. Yeah. There's.
Say a name.
Have none of you watched Twilight?
Ooh, that's what sucks.
Drop
I
a bar.
can't
Drop a bar.
because I don't even want to say the one in Twilight one because it's frankly kind of
She's in the-
racist.
she's in the background.
It's frankly fucked up and
But
racist.
look, they exist.
but
okay?
they exist.
If they have a whole family of
But
werewolves,
there-
there has to
but
be
there
one of them
is.
that's a woman.
Actually,
Or else
they're
it's
all
really
like
disturbing.
victims of domestic abuse in it.
Yeah.
They all have like wolf claws and shit.
Yeah, it's weird.
gets
You're just like,
really
why
aggressive.
would
All
you?
the
in
women,
bed.
really?
Yeah.
Which episode?
It's fucked
Which?
up.
No,
Twilight.
Like one
That's
of the,
why I said
like
it's
the second
kinda
one or whatever.
racist.
Like the women, like you see them in their human form, and they got like this big ass claw markings. Like, yeah, he's aggressive sometimes.
And
It's
you're
like,
just like, what?
Ah, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty weird.
And you're
So
just
he
like,
beats
what?
women?
Okay.
Oh, how romantic.
No. No.
I'll save you.
But yeah, it's like always like aggression type stuff for the.
I
the
assume
werewolves.
Shakira's a werewolf.
That'd be nice.
Nice.
But
She's a
but she is,
she-wolf.
though.
Yeah,
She's a she-wolf.
My girl.
Yeah.
Shakira's a
Why
black
girl?
widow, bro.
Why a black widow?
She'll fucking eat you in your sleep, bro.
What?
She can
Shakira?
eat me up.
That's a funny thing. But for the urban legends thing is the reason why we got a lot more into like, you know, the real fears that we get is just because for me urban legends have, I don't know, with everything that's happening now, I feel like we've transcended it so much that it's like, well, you can give me like the morality of stories or like, oh, like if you go down there in the dark,
Yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, I know, because like I see people in videos show people get literally killed right there.
Yeah. It's
You know, like it's
think
not even
people-
urban.
there's no need for urban legends when cartel videos exist.
Literally.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
there's no need for that where you're
shout
like,
out to TikTok who banned us for using the hashtag cartel.
oh, it was for the cartel.
It was the I
specifically
found out
cartel?
it was the hashtag cartel.
They're protecting you.
I think
Yeah.
so.
protect
My
you.
bad. My bad. I'm not posting it on TikTok.
Or just
Sorry.
don't put the hashtag cartel.
I
Sure.
didn't think it through.
But like, imagine like.
I was looking for some engagement.
People are more scared of the government these days than they are myth.
That's the thing. There's so many things. There's so many more things to be like scared of now, especially for like
I don't
urban.
want to raise my hand.
It's because I'm trying to imagine like if I ever have kids, my urban legend is gonna be what? Like I'm gonna show them a video of like this guy driving down and like a bunch of other cars come in to block him out, and then he's like, ah shit, something might happen to me, and then they realize it's cartel and they get robbed and everything. Like those cartel.
those videos are crazy.
But this is what I mean. It's
Seen
like
those videos?
Mine,
Yeah.
mine would have been that
It's
one.
wild.
I don't need to tell him anything about like, oh, like werewolves. I don't need to tell him that. Just be like, fuck. I mean, look outside the window.
I was doing the. My friend does this like knife fighting class.
Yeah.
Like legit though, and no, like for real, like.
No.
I understand. It's just it's sad that you have to say legit because I do understand there's probably a bunch of people who do have knife fighting classes and they're goofy as shit. It's just a fat guy with a butterfly knife.
Yeah.
And they have to deal with that one fat guy that just keeps getting pushed over.
Like this has actual like, they spar with like fake knives and shit.
Yeah,
so you
yeah, yeah.
realize how quickly it gets stabbed in a real knife fight.
That's what's scary. Yeah.
And he was showing us videos of like people. I think it was in like fucking like in Mexico. People like knife fighting in a mall, and this big guy fucking like charges this little guy with a knife and just swipes real quick, and then you can see the blood come out of his throat.
Yeah.
You can see like you can count like how many heartbeats it took for him to like drop.
Fuck.
5 heartbeats. It went and he fucking drops.
Shit.
It's insane. Like, and that's like, you know, those are the videos to show your kid being like, listen, a guy pulls a knife, you don't charge him.
Bro,
You
your
run.
your
Then you
homie
run,
your homie
yeah.
has
Is
the
it
biggest
okay to
following
share
in
some
London.
childhood trauma real quick?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah,
my
yeah,
dad,
that's
my dad
what's
once
up.
like called me and he was like, "I want you to watch this," and it was a cartel beheading, and I was like, I want you to know."
Wait.
He's like, "I want you to know that shit like this exists."
How old were you?
Oh,
I might have been like 10.
Nice.
yeah. Yeah. I see
No,
that.
that's some good parenting. Right
It,
there.
it was. I mean, I understand it. I understand why it was done,
But you wish it
It's
wasn't.
interesting. I remember the noise.
Ah, shit. That's not fun.
This might get cut. This will get cut. We'll see. But one person's throat was cut. Like one person was beheaded with a chainsaw. The other one was beheaded with just a knife.
Okay.
You
That-
hear that?
that's
You
a
hear like
long
the
video.
the squeaking like.
Were
that.
they having fun that day? Like, what was that?
Oh,
about?
dude, those are like a specific cartel videos are a specific level of like fucked up, man.
Okay.
It's though like there's they scare the shit out of me.
That's the
That and the
thing, yeah.
Japanese with
Oh,
Unit
there's shit.
731.
Nah, never
but
mind.
you know,
Oh, no.
I've watched. This is why I deleted Twitter. I was scrolling through Twitter, but since I'm not like following anything specific, I'm just scrolling randomly, and just stuff just pops up. And I went to like 5 videos in a row of just like cartel drive-bys and shit like that. And I got stuck on them. Like as much as you don't want to see them,
Yeah.
they're
there's
just
something
like
a
you
part of
kind of
that-
want to see what
Yeah,
happens
yeah.
towards the end,
Yeah.
but then you always get that icky feeling towards the
I
end.
found out about the worst video and I found like I went looking for it and I saw it and yeah, I have.
Yeah, it was like I could remember the entire video in detail, and it's crazy. It's just like you watch them drive by, they take a couple shots, then you see them stop, come back, then the guys are like struggling, like they're like getting their guns, and shit, and then you just keep shooting, aiming at the ground, pop, and then go back.
But it's like you play these video games and you always think you're gonna be like the main protagonist.
the main hero.
But truth is that shit goes so fast that like
It's embarrassingly fast too.
yeah, where it's like you're stuck in the wrong place in the wrong second, and you and all your friends get just gunned down,
Mhm.
and that's it.
completely.
That is actually probably, if we're talking about fears, this is I think
That is honestly the biggest. That's a big fear for me.
That's
when
a
when he
big
got
fear,
flagged
yeah.
for when we got flagged for the fucking video, like
That's
I was
funny.
like, oh well, I mean we're bringing this home.
Escobar Inc. banned us.
Yeah,
That was weird. I was creeped
Can
out
we
by
have
that.
that on the wall behind?
My
like, on a
IP was
plaque?
banned from visiting their website.
Just put that on a
Yeah.
plaque. Escobar Inc.
Escobar Inc.
Number
banned
one
us.
enemy.
That was spooky for a bit. But, you
Number
know.
one ban.
Do you have a VPN?
I do have a VPN. Thanks. I steal his VPN.
This is sponsored by
Guys,
NordVPN.
Get a VPN so the cartel can't ban you.
The one problem is we all use our real names on our episodes.
That's true.
yeah.
I'm Veronica.
Yo,
you don't know that.
my
You don't know
ex-
if that's my real
yeah,
name.
now you just fucking said it.
You know what just happened? You know what happened though? My ex told me this, right? Where I was telling her like, oh, this is pretty cool, whatever. And then like our poster has our like names, like our mostly all our real names.
Yeah.
And then she was like, like if you ever like want to go into like bigger business and bigger like political whatever, your full name is on these episodes. So if you say some wild shit, and I've never thought about that until she said that, and then I was
That's
like,
a little too late. Let me
yeah,
tell you.
and I
that.
was like, I'm canceled out of the womb.
under
you know what
I
I mean?
was under the impression that we all knew this when we got
yeah.
I'm not getting into politics.
We
guys.
knew, but I
That
don't know how fast we were gonna fly off the
I am
handle.
the most at risk of being canceled in the future. I want to be a film director.
that's a thing.
I think in construction business, people aren't too concerned about
I
your
don't.
podcast.
I think they're fine. I think they'll.
I'm
I
gonna
think
be
you'll-
okay.
The construction world will be fine.
I'm one of the most liberal construction workers out there. I'm okay.
I'm guessing so. But it's interesting. You guys have. Well, I mean, I do have that fear too.
Yeah.
I'm definitly not excluding
I
myself
like
from
listen,
that
but we
the
fear.
address
things I
you
am
as
most
Chrissy,
afraid of
so-
right now are the cartel and North Korea.
Why
I'm
North
not-
Korea?
I-
An
I-
I'm
upcoming
really
episode?
not afraid of North
Are you teasing an
Korea.
upcoming episode?
It's, yeah, just shit. Might be soon, actually. Yeah,
like,
we'll see.
Because if we're, if we're
Christmas
going
is coming.
for childhood trauma, like how your mom used to scare you in some ways,
Yeah.
and how your dad used to scare you in some way, but like for like you guys' benefits, in a way.
Educational scares.
Like
And-
my
and Nick just couldn't
educational
read.
scares, yeah.
That's his biggest fear.
And Nick's parents just told
And
him,
Nick's parents,
God
it worked a little
exists.
too well.
No, they told him God is not real.
Nick's parents, it works a little too well, and they were like, "Fuck, we didn't even mean to scare him about climate change." But yeah,
But just made him retarded.
mine
Stop. Stop.
my
I don't agree with
scare
that.
my mom my scare that my mom instilled in me, and I don't think she noticed, and it was educational too. It was more like the banality of death. A lot of like shit
Oh,
happens and you have
man.
to fucking
Oh,
move on
those
quick.
are bad.
So like I remember
Did you watch videos or just
No.
Okay.
No.
But it was very it's
There's no PowerPoint for that one.
Well, I mean,
she's
you ever
very
seen
cut
that
and
video
dry.
of the woman who's cleaning the bread kneader?
No.
Oh man, that's a fucked up
We'll
video.
get back to that. Wait, I want to
You had a PowerPoint.
it was
Oh, yeah.
more it was more cut and dry. It was
PowerPoint about how real
Sorry,
death
sorry.
is.
I'm so sorry.
no worries.
Go ahead.
It was more cut and dry where I remember she sat me down and I was because at 5 I was already thinking about death and I was scared of it.
She was a weird
And-
kid.
Yes. And at 7 I think I started talking about it to my mom and she was like, "Oh well, like cuz like, single parent and everything." She's like, "So I'm going to die. You need to take out my card, get to the bank, do this thing. This is all the thing." Like she listened because to be fair, she was a single mother and she needed to make sure I knew the things. And I don't think she realized how scared of death I was, and I was just stuck on like, okay, you're gonna die.
Well,
and
it's
I
like
have
it's
to
it's like
move
it's like
on
the
from
same
it.
concept as like leaving your kid in line at the supermarket while you go get an extra thing. You're like, wait, I don't want you to fucking die. I'm gonna have to do all this shit by myself.
That's the thing, but it was educational because I understand and like I need to do this, but it was also like that fear. But it was also like, oh yeah, nobody's gonna care if you die other than me.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to do all
Yeah.
this shit because nobody's gonna give a fuck. The bank's not gonna give a shit if I'm like crying my eyes out because they're just gonna take the money if I don't take it quick. If I don't do my business now. So it was like that's like my more profound fear. It's like, time moves on and nobody gives a real shit about you and you need to move on.
Nah,
on
but
your own
I
real
mean this
quick.
in a good way. You took that shit like a man. When my mother came up with that shit, like she was like she comes up with like she's also a single mother.
Mhm.
So she comes up and she's like, I'm gonna die eventually. Like I left this much money behind and all this. I'm like, I don't want to hear this shit.
You're like, I don't want to hear about
I'm like,
it.
I really
I
didn't want to
mean,
hear it.
to be fair, I do think I probably said that, but she was like, no, you gotta.
The day's gonna come. Where was the fucking money? I forgot.
Where the
How
fuck
much
did
did
you
you say?
stash that shit? Real quick.
I remember like we had a conversation with our parents at some point. About
She said,
this.
I'm giving you nothing.
no, but like, cause our uncle lives down the road.
Yeah.
And we already knew at a young age, like, if anything happens to them, we live at our uncle, and like, my uncle was already taking care of like the money for like my grandmother, and he's gonna take care of the money for us.
Okay.
And so like, he already like this thing was already set in stone.
Okay.
So we didn't have this like, it's
Yeah.
just because I'm comparing like you're like I gotta take care of this shit.
Yeah.
And where we were just like, this shit's gonna get
Taken care
itself.
of. Yeah.
So you don't have to fear this thing. Like, so it's a weird like
Yeah, but what if your
like a-
uncle goes
It's a
before?
weird feeling.
he ain't gonna go before. Don't worry about it.
I mean, I just tapped into his childhood fears, my man. He was like, "This is taken care of." I'm
He
like,
has
"What if
to
he goes?"
survive.
Did you realize there's a hierarchy? He might go
He
first.
learned about the mortality of his parents,
then
but
he's
not
like,
the
"No,
mortality of his
no,
uncle.
not gonna happen.
The uncle's living forever.
No,
What do you mean uncles die? What
The uncle's immortal. I'm 95. He's still alive.
Because that is.
He
what's-
went on vacation.
He went to the farm. He just never came back.
He
from
said
the farm.
Dominican Republic. He'll be back in 2 weeks.
He'll be back
It's
in
been 3
2
years,
damn
but he's
weeks.
back.
There's not a lot of death in like my life and my family.
Ah.
So like I have nothing. Like I don't fear these things at all because like these things don't happen to me.
yeah.
So it's I don't know. Like it's no,
That,
but like
that will never
you know what I'm
happen to. I
saying?
know. I get what
it's
you mean. but
odd.
it's
Like I
funny.
never understood that fear because of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's odd.
Me,
I'm
it's
actually the same. I have not had like death around me yet.
I've had too
not
much
that
death.
Yeah.
I have not had anybody die.
For me, it's
Really.
because my family's
Nobody
old too.
really close to me. That's why. So I've never really experienced like
Ah.
grief in that sort of way.
In
No.
less than 10 years,
Yeah.
about 5-6 deaths for me.
Shit. That's
Oh
big.
shit! Yeah, yeah.
That's a
yeah.
lot.
Yeah. Like
3 about me.
4 of them family members. One of them somebody I like kind of acquainted with.
Yeah.
Really fucked up story, by the way. We can put that in the episode.
Yeah, if you're comfortable with it.
I mean,
I can
yeah.
tell you how my grandfather.
It's more like I would have to ask my brother because his best friend got shot.
Ah,
So
okay.
that type of
Yeah,
thing.
ask him for.
Yeah. And then, like the other ones are like people that I like knew and I was kind of close with that like dead. So
Oh,
like
shit. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
all like
Yeah.
in a span of 10 years, about 6-7 people.
No fuck.
Oh shit,
That's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me,
Yeah.
it's like the idea of because my family's very old. Like they're a lot older than me.
Yeah.
So like I got cousins that I'm very close, but they're 50. They're a lot older. So my bigger fear is like I'm gonna be an adult and I'm gonna have 3 family members left.
Oh yeah.
You
Yeah. You think of
well,
you
I'm
think
an
about it
adult,
a lot
but
of like
I'm-
a loneliness standpoint too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's rough. That's
where
like,
my mind's at. I'm like I'm gonna be like 50 and I might have just like my little cousins and I'm gonna be the eldest. I've never been the eldest ever,
is it?
and I'm gonna be.
But you got a lot of siblings.
Doesn't it feel?
I got
Is it,
2. Yeah.
does it
Okay,
feel
you
weird?
got 2 siblings.
Does it feel weird for anybody
Okay.
else to be like, I'm 26, but like to have like a cousin that's like almost 38, 39?
I'm so
Uh,
used
like,
to it.
kind
All
of,
my
yeah.
cousins are
Doesn't it
38,
kinda-
Yeah, that's what makes it
50.
weird.
Doesn't it kind of feel weird? It kind of feels like because they treat you like they're that like you're. Like
I'm
they're your
Latino,
uncle.
so I have uncles who are my age. Is more of a different.
Oh, okay, yeah. You know what?
It's a different
You
range.
know what?
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Stand by on
Yeah.
that. Stand by. Yeah, I have like this, like the experience I just said, but I have it like the opposite way also, where I just visited my uncle, my godfather, not too long ago, and like I see my cousins, and I'm like they're so much younger, and I treat them like little shits. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm like.
yeah.
You're just like you're like a little kid, you know what I mean? So I'm like I'm treating
Yeah.
them like I'm their older brother, but like
You wrestle with them. You throw them.
so they feel like I'm their uncle, but they know I'm their cousin.
They're
Yeah.
still throwing size.
So it's like
Yeah.
I could fucking toss them across the room, you know?
Yeah, it's good.
And it's like
It's fun.
it's just
That's
funny. I
scary.
treat him
Give
like
him
little
proper fears.
yeah, I mean I always treat I didn't
Nah,
treat him
bro,
like my
every
brother
time.
treated me. but-
Cousin time is SmackDown versus Raw.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
for
funny.
real.
Give them a little bit of
It's
trauma.
the time you practice. You're like, I've been to the gym. Like,
Fuck yeah. Like I was power bombed by cousins. Now I power bomb the cousins.
Hey,
the
you
problem is that
graduated.
they're two little girls, so it's
You can't do that. Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
No, I still do it.
Oh yeah, you can.
The 12-year-old I fucking smack down raw.
Oh yeah,
You know,
12
I
years.
just
Yeah,
fucking-
Please,
say like-
please,
I
please.
toss him.
It's a wrestling reference.
It's a wrestling reference.
It's a wrestling
It's a
reference.
bit-
Jesus
just
Christ.
relax.
That
Put down-
SmackDown Raw.
Put down the Benjamin. Put down the Benjamin.
Hey, pay per view, pay per view. That shit.
Wow.
Wrestling is so sexual at the end of the day.
It is so.
It's too
I-
much.
It was
know.
based on sex.
It is very gay.
It is.
It is
Honestly-
very homoerotic. It is very sexual.
When Vince
Oh,
McMahon
completely,
was
I
there,
love
it
it.
also was really racist.
Holy
And
shit,
sexist.
was it racist?
Vince McMahon is honestly that's one of my fears. Vince
McMahon is a scary
terrifying
person.
man.
Does he have like a whole redemption thing
No,
happening right
he
now?
should
No,
not.
he quit.
No, I think the
sold
like
the
the
movie.
Netflix doc. I haven't watched it, but I think he did a Netflix documentary
God.
and they flip flopped on him.
Bro, you really
Like they
can't
interviewed
protect-
him
Oh,
and then
thank
they were
God.
like, "Well, here's all the shit he did."
Okay,
and then
thank God.
he gave a statement like, "I don't regret being on it, but I was duped." Because he did some Harvey Weinstein shit.
He did a lot of shit.
He
This
did
man
some
is
racist
crazy.
shit.
Crazy
He ignored
shit.
safety protocols. Got some people killed.
Got some people killed. Yeah.
Did a lot of.
Got
did
some
a lot
people
of
on
shit.
drugs.
there is
too.
a he went on a news station like no bullshit looking like a Mexican. Like he
Listen, as a Latino, whatever, I'm pretty sure it was funny
my friend had a
because Vince McMahon does
we-
some really fucked up
this
shit.
is a time
but
where
it's
we
pretty goddamn outrageous
this
and
is
funny.
a time we need to have a whole episode about Vince McMahon because he's got content for days.
He's
Behind
scary.
the Bastards did one. That's kind of why I haven't done a Vince McMahon, but it's pretty good.
He's
Bro,
just
it's
crazy.
But
so funny.
he's one of those dudes where it's like, whatever's happened to him now, it's like, don't feel bad for him for a second because he's lived a full fucking life.
That's it. Well, I
Like-
never feel bad, but it was more like he got away with it so long,
So long.
being super rich, fucking over everyone that made him rich.
Throughout
And I'm
the
like,
who Me Too movement, all this shit.
yeah, nobody
just-
touched
He
it,
was
and I'm
going
like,
wild.
this man.
It took
right
post COVID to fucking get him.
Bro, he was probably in
That is
Diddy's
'cause
house. That's why he
people-
had protection.
People love wrestling.
That's why like wrestling is
Like,
weird
as
that way.
fake-
Wrestling
yeah.
is like it's
It's-
like NASCAR. It's like untouchable.
It's not even NASCAR. NASCAR is nothing to wrestling.
it
Wrestling
crazy?
is like
Wres-
universal.
Wrestling is church.
Bro,
Yeah.
isn't it
Like
crazy
it's
that
church for some folks.
Grown ass men love that drama.
I have a question
Oh,
for you
yeah.
guys. I have a question for you guys.
Go.
This is wrestling has been going on forever, but there's some really, really, really diehard fans.
Yeah.
Growing up, how much was that conversation every time wrestling came up? There's obviously real wrestling where you pin people down and you go
The gay
you know,
one.
the gay one, and then
Yeah.
there's the acting one that we all know and love. You know, WWE.
The
But-
super gay one.
The super,
The super gay
gay
one.
one.
Yes.
They got leather boots.
Literally.
It's hot. It's good. It's
So
nice.
like we
I like it.
we all unanimously
I like
know.
it. I'm
that-
there for it.
We all
It's hot.
unanimously knew that WWE was fake, right?
Yeah.
But
What?
like, but it's also like people were so diehard on defending the fact that it was real.
It's still real to me, damn it.
Like,
In primary school, people were like, "No, yo, that shit can't
no,
be
that
fixed."
shit's so real. I saw Rey Mysterio bleeding, bro. Like he was bleeding hard, bro.
Oh,
like
that's true.
you know, shit like that. I'm like,
Thing is, they are
But now
going
it's-
through the motions, right? So they
Yeah.
do get hurt, they do fall on their ass, and they do like break their fucking spines.
yeah.
But it is a very violent act.
It's
Mhm.
still a lot of work because I was like one of my colleagues at school, like they were training to be one. They were actually gonna be one. They were actually like they were doing the moves. They were like with a company
Oh, that
to
sounds
do
fucking
it.
cool.
And like he could do all the moves, but he was like, the reason why I could never go is because I sucked at acting. I couldn't act for shit.
He couldn't do the kayfabe.
So, like,
yeah.
So when they would push him because they had to do specific moves, obviously to not get hurt, and two, he would just kind of lay there because he was like, you need to hit me so I actually feel something because I couldn't feel it.
Mm.
So he was just like, and they're like, no, you need to really be like, like, like do all the moves, like, shit, this is hurting. But like, he couldn't really do that. And he couldn't have like the charismatic presence of like,
Mm.
talking shit.
You
but
gotta be
it's
the
still,
villain, yeah.
yeah. But the way he was speaking about it, it was like, oh, but these, like, don't get it twisted. These moves are complicated as fuck. It's not anybody could do this.
No.
And you could actively hurt yourself
Yeah,
trying to
there's-
fake
It
there's
is
a lot of
still
people
one of
that-
my fantasies to get like body slammed.
Whoa.
No,
I mean, we can
pause.
do that.
Pause on that. But no.
wild.
All Diddy.
Smackdown
All Diddy.
Raw.
All Diddy.
All
Get
Diddy,
the
all
oil
Diddy.
out. I mean,
Smackdown Raw.
I could take Diddy in the ring.
No, when he's oiled.
I don't
no,
know.
when he's
Unless-
oiled
if
up.
he's oiled up, never mind. It's a different story.
If he's
I-
oiled,
I
that's
don't
his
know.
superpower, bro. It
Diddy-
just comes out of his pores.
You know what? I don't think Diddy can fight.
Come on in, Jonathan, you fucking pussy. I'm gonna take you out.
Diddy can't fight. I don't think he can actually
But he's
fight.
slippery, bro.
But his
He's
physical
slippery.
presence honestly could maybe make any person that knows they can fight and that knows they can fight him a little, because he has a physical presence.
Are we gonna talk about Diddy?
We just did.
that's
we
my
segued
second
into it. Why are you questioning it? We segued. It's gone.
Yo, I maybe Diddy can fight.
That's the thing I don't know. But the thing is, we've only seen
The
him
way
like
he bites his lip in his pool party.
the
That's a
only time I've
feather's
seen
face.
him is like, beat up either like, his girlfriend who was running away and not in a fighting stance, like getting away. So
Not in a
somebody
fighting
like,
stance.
I say fighting stance
was
as in
not-
like,
She didn't get her fucking kata.
like
What?
it came by. It's more like somebody clearly afraid of them, like,
Yeah.
and when I say like weaker, as in like, like in frame
How
in
big is
every
he?
other way. Like he's 6 foot something, I
He's
think.
a big dude.
Or
though.
5'9". No, I think he's like 5'9".
Really?
5'9", 5'10". I gotta check.
I don't know why Diddy feels like he's small. He feels like
Really?
he's a small person.
He
I
feels
have
like
the
he's
opposite vibe.
huge.
Like, I feel like I've seen
He's
him beside
huge.
people where he's like a lot bigger than
Diddy height.
these dudes. I don't know.
One.
He wears a lot of tracksuits, and I feel like tracksuits are like a small person thing.
5'10". 5'10".
Okay, it's not bad.
To all the British watching this, I'm sorry. I don't know if they're still doing the tracksuit, full tracksuit
My
wear,
bad. Just- I don't know. It just feels like it.
but yeah,
Sometimes.
it was like a small parenthesis. I was doing.
Diddy can fight because he took down Will Smith.
Did he?
Nah. Did he?
Did he do it? The only person I know Will Smith can take in a fight is Chris Rock.
Hey,
For sure.
hey,
For
he
sure.
wanted to get taken down by Diddy.
No.
That's probably why.
Oh
Yeah.
God, no.
I mean, there's a lot of there's a while they were having a hearing for Diddy, somebody
Mhm.
released a leak
Yeah.
of LeBron in a maid's outfit that
Okay.
is circulating all over Twitter,
Did you see it?
and
I
everybody's
have
not talking about
I've
it.
seen that picture, but I thought it was like
Do we have to
I
find
don't
it?
know.
Some of these shit, like some of these things seem edited though.
Right, like
This
you're
one,
never-
that is-
Well, I mean, like there's some you can tell if it's if
Like,
it is edited or not. Like
there's the
it's
one because
evidence.
there's the original picture of like the fighter Javante or whatever, like the boxer with Diddy in the pool. And I've seen that picture, like you know how Diddy's like there, like have his fist up and like biting his lip or whatever.
Mhm.
I've seen that picture with like multiple people edited into it instead of being the boxer.
Yeah.
So it's, you know,
It's like a photo booth.
Yeah, that looks kind of edited, honestly. I can't. That looks kind of edited. Like the eyes are a little.
nah, some
The
bullshit.
f-
I don't
the
believe it.
fingers as well, and there's like
I don't believe
multiple
LeBron's
others.
that curvy.
Yeah, me neither. I
He's
don't
like
think he
it's
is
too
that
curvy to be LeBron.
The ass pops out too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
don't
doesn't have
think
that
so.
much ass. Sorry, LeBron.
No, LeBron doesn't have hips like
He
that.
doesn't have hips like
His
that.
hips are pretty honest actually.
No, I think it's
The
just
way
like,
his beard is in the frame is weird too.
I think it's just the idea of like LeBron James in like a maid outfit is funny. We'll just do that, and then
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know, chalk it up
But
to Diddy.
what I was saying
It's- I
before
don't
too,
know,
the
it's
whole
been
thing is like
weird.
all these people are in that industry. Listen, I mean, there's like just to lower the scale, but like in like a frat house party where like some messed up shit will go down, you know,
Yeah,
you're not gonna be like the entire frat house is in on it. I'm like, no, things happen in these massive parties
yeah.
in a fucking room in private that nobody knows went
Nobody
down.
knows,
That-
especially in those
these are-
fucking mansions.
These are mega mansions.
Yeah.
The problem
When
is
there's
that
like 5
the
different
feds
separate
keep releasing
like
video evidence of a lot of it. Not releasing, but talking about the video evidence that they
talking
released.
about. Okay, but who's doing this?
talking video of evidence of what?
He had multiple cameras in every room. I think he had
Oh,
like
yeah.
over like 200 cameras. In
Yeah,
his whole
and
house.
they're gonna
And
check
not only
that
that,
out.
but he had an underground cave that led to the main house.
But this is what we mean by like these secret like fucking places where not
So
every
does
celebrity
Batman.
knew it. Yeah, like
Yeah, but
Not
I
every
mean, Batman is
celebrity
also
knew it.
putting a cape at night and going to beat people up. So
I think the most true
close
thing
to
we
Diddy.
could
Actually,
say,
very close
Yeah.
to Diddy.
the true thing we could say is I think everybody had an inkling of what a Diddy party meant. Everybody had an inkling of what it is. It's
Everybody
like
knew
they
when-
heard or like they knew or everything. They went and then they didn't go to those places, but it was just like, seems like they're continuing the party somewhere else.
You see how
We're not going to
comfortable-
continue with
You
them.
saw how
Bye.
uncomfortable Justin Bieber and Usher were about that thing.
Oh.
Yeah, like there was that's the thing. There's some maybe that knew a bit more, and like maybe we should scrutinize them a little. Like, what did you know and why didn't you say? But
Usher lived there for a year.
Yeah, I heard that he was Usher's legal guardian and shit.
He was Usher's legal guardian.
Well,
for,
yeah, when he was
for
like
a
14,
year.
I didn't
Yeah.
know
He
about
stayed there.
that.
He
That's pretty
he stayed there
That's
for
scary.
interesting.
He
But
stayed
we
there
don't
for
know
a
what
year,
happened.
and he said, and then the interviewer in the interview asked Usher, "You have a daughter. Would you let Diddy do this? Like, would you
yeah,
give Diddy legal guardianship of your daughter for a year?" He said, "Fuck no."
But you know that could also be
That could
interpreted as
mean,
like,
like,
we had wild parties, you know.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, I don't want my daughter doing those
No,
wild
'cause
parties, you know.
He was also
I don't
saying
think you
like
could
I
take it as,
saw
like,
what
you
the
know.
life of Hollywood was while I was there, and yeah, he saw that it wasn't for him.
Yeah. But what if we just like tell a scary story like that we just
I don't
No.
know if I have a scary story.
we'll see. We'll see. It's just a scary experience.
Sure. I don't have a scary story, but there's some scary
Or
stuff
just
that
what's
happened to me.
have you yeah, exactly. Just like scary anything just scare us.
Oof,
Fuck that.
the pressure's off. Thank God. I
Yeah.
could botch this story up as much as I want.
Yeah.
It happened to me, and I don't know to what extent I believe it. Like, my mother's not a liar, but it's just more like, spirituality. I don't know where I stand on it. I just find it very interesting. I was a kid, and I will say I remember at least a dream just because I was taking swimming lessons as like a 5-year-old. So that night I had a dream that I was drowning, but it felt like there was like a pressure on me and I couldn't get out of the water. Like I was drowning. And literally at the last second when I thought I was going to black out totally, I get up. I get out. So like I wake up and I'm like happy. I'm just like proud of myself. I don't know why, but I just feel proud of myself for having survived this dream. It was just a dream. So I go to my mom and I'm like, oh, mom, like I was drowning. I was suffering. It felt like somebody was like pressuring me down, but like now I'm okay. Like I got out of it. And my mom like looked at me. She's like, oh, okay. Like that's weird, but okay. And she had a dream where my dad came up to her and was like crying hysterically, being like, I'm so sorry for everything. Context, my parents were separated at the time. And he had been with this other woman that my mom was suspecting was using voodoo stuff to try to fuck with us. Like me and, yeah. So she was just like, okay, this is, like, she was like, it's weird I had this dream. It's weird that my daughter had this dream. But she's like, whatever. I'm like, I'm not going to tell anything to my daughter. That same night that I had this dream about drowning, we go to Haiti where my dad is living with his wife and they have a kid that's like 1 year old. They have a pool. That kid walked off, got into that pool that same night and drowned. And my mom told me, she's like, I always suspected it was like a kickback of the shit she was trying to do to us, and it backfired really badly on her. And I'm like, fuck.
Karma.
Yeah.
Yo, that's messed up, bro.
It's the one thing where I'm like,
can I just say, yo, like Priscilla has some of the scariest fucking stories I've ever heard in my life. Sometimes.
I don't think
no,
so.
but like some stories you've told me, like in relation to like voodoo or in general like that, are fucking terrifying. And I'm like, and he's like, I don't have any stories. I'm like, well, I don't know, man. Like, because you told me this one. I know you've told me this one before.
I don't know, man.
That's
It might
always
be
that's always been
casual,
spooky
but-
to me. But you've also told me the other one, if you don't mind telling. When you were a child in
Yeah.
Haiti with the orange people.
Oh yeah, I have
Tell-
another
that-
voodoo
that-
one.
that
Do
is
you guys want to
fucking
hear that
creepy.
one?
That's fucking creepy. That's fucking creepy.
That one-
Let's
that
turn off the
one's-
lights.
Turn
That
on the
one
lights.
We wouldn't
was-
see anything.
So yeah, like this was when, because I realized my mom has a lot of other story, but that was before I was born. Like my brother was still there, and because my dad was cheating with this woman, she hadn't known.
What a whore.
Yeah, and like she was doing things. My mom had gotten a lot of accidents, like car accidents. She's a great driver, but she had gotten an accident where she either couldn't have survived, or my brothers had gotten the accidents when she wasn't there and like they could have died too, but always something managed to save at the last second. And she was like, this is fucking weird, whatever. I'm born. She finds out when my dad is cheating. She was like, fuck it, bye, and everything. So we're still living in Haiti. She's working. She has a maid that's there for me. Like, I have a caretaker and everything when she's at work.
How old are you?
I'm about 3 years old. And I was always like running around, playing around, like doing everything. And my mom one day at work, she gets a call. She hears the caretaker be like, there's something wrong with Priscilla. Like, I don't know what's going on, but there's something wrong with her. And she's like, what's going on? She's like in my arms right now. And like, she could hear me. She's like, where's my daughter screaming? What's going on? She's like, she's looking at the ground and she's saying there's something there. There's like a monster there. She's like screaming her lungs out that there's something there. She's like, what? Like, what are you talking about? She's like, she's always running around. Like, just put her down and everything. She's like, she won't. Like, because she might have thought that I was joking around, like maybe trying to, but I was like 2-3. It's a bit hard to keep up a joke that long. So like, she's trying to put me down, but I'm screaming bloody murder. Like, that's the words my mom used. She was like, you were screaming. So she's like, I don't know what this is. So like, my mom comes back home and things are like, slightly go back a bit to normal. I get slightly less scared and then I'm better. Second day, same thing happens. Third day, same thing happens. And my mom's very like cut and dry. She's like, I'm fed up with this shit. This shit needs to be
Shut
done.
up.
She's like, this shit needs to be done, but she suspects that there's something out of her control. So she goes to a voodoo priestess. We have
As
those.
you do.
As you
normally.
do, as you do, as you. I am painting this as if like everybody in Haiti knows like a voodoo priestess as like the friend, but it's a very like it's a niche thing. Not everybody talks about it. A lot of people don't view it as real or like they're ashamed of it or anything, but my mom takes it for real, and she's like, no, like if it's something, it's part of our history, it's part of it. So she goes, and the priestess is like, so that wife of like your ex-husband's of yours, well, ex-husband, they weren't married, but like your partner, like how has she been with you and everything? It's like, well, like I hear shit, she keeps trying to get between me and my sons because we have brothers too, they live with them, and like and everything. She's like, she's been trying shit on you like for a while, like it's been tracing back to a lot of the accidents you've been having and everything. And my mom's like, fuck, like really? Like this bitch really, like I left her the guy, like I don't even give a fuck. She's like, yeah, it has. And she's like, look, I'm gonna give you this orange, I'm gonna put a bunch of needles, do like a prayer over it and everything. You're gonna hang it over your door frame, and the second it drops, that means like your issues are gonna be resolved, as in like you're gonna be out of this. So she hung it up, and for some reason, like she told me she hung it up when I didn't even see it. Like she hung it on the door frame, and just like that, I stopped having issues. Right, that stopped it. And things were going bad in Haiti, and things were just going bad a bit in general. And she was like, we need to leave for Canada. The day we left, she was about to close the door, it drops. And it was like, you shouldn't be staying in Haiti. Like shit was gonna go worse if you stayed in Haiti. So it was just like a lot of things that involved me, but when I was way too young, so I have no real recollection of it except for like the drowning story, because I do remember that.
Do you have memories of being in Haiti?
I don't have, and I'm upset about that one. But I was like 3 years old.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna remember Haiti, but I remember the drowning like vividly. I remember the drowning. I was like, "Fuck!"
This is when you were in Canada.
That one was you were in Canada, and I think it's like she was still trying to get me there, but because I think the orange maybe fell where it's like no, like literally that was gonna stop. It literally just cut up and went back to. Yeah.
Just goes to the power of the fucking orange, man. It could stop.
Yeah.
It could stop scurvy, but it could also stop voodoo curses.
Voodoo's like crazy interesting. I like. There's like, there's so much shit there where it's a lot of like, people think immediately of black magic, but it's not that. It's a lot about talking to gods, as if they were people. Like they come. Like there's a cool ritual that they do. You have like frames, and they are representing certain types of gods. And there's like, my mom was telling me, it was really cool. You have to do like, you have to offer them not only like food, but the drink of choice that they love.
Yeah.
So like there was one she talks to me about, she's like, oh, this guy, like if you hear him speak, he's very vulgar. He was always trying to get with you, especially if you're a woman. But if you're a man, he's gonna be super aggressive with you. He's always trying to fight you. But you have to offer him vodka. He fucking loves vodka.
This is one thing I do like about these religions, where like a religion with one god that is perfect,
Yeah.
I don't believe. Like this, I can understand more. like this, like I don't necessarily believe in it, but like
No, I
it
get
makes a lot more sense to me when gods are imperfect and have their own behaviors.
Yeah.
It's like it is way more understandable how you could get into it.
Yeah, God with a vice or like a preference is
'Cause
obviously more relatable.
I'm sorry, I'm going on a tangent on
I'm
the thing. You
enjoying
guys
this
can
tangent.
go.
I'm enjoying this.
She had, when she used to go to Haiti, there was a person she went specifically that could like channel these like gods out. There's like some people that are there, and like I kind of wish I went with there at some point, because like I want to see it, where like she had one that could contort her entire face structure to mimic, like, you know, like to a certain extent, I don't know how much I believe, whatever, but it was just the idea of like she can contort, like her voice would change, and like she showed me like a video where like her voice would change and she'd be like that masculine energy, like her eyes would bulge out.
So like Benedict Cumberbatch when he was doing Smog. He went to study lizards in the zoo,
and you just started like
he contorted himself.
He's like,
I'd say it's a good performance. Sorry.
But like it's just like crazy stuff where like she would suddenly like grab my mom like really aggressively, or like be very vulgar, like, or change, and like it would like completely fuck with her body. Like voodoo's a very corporal thing. The rituals are cool. There's like one where you have like a saucer, you put alcohol and you let it on fire, and you have to bathe yourself with fire. And I was
That's dope.
yeah, like, and my mom's like, oh, it's a blessing, like it's good to do
Let's
it.
get some voodoo blessings.
It's cool.
I
Like
was saying, let's go to Haiti.
well, maybe not now.
No, it's like-
There's some places you can still go to Haiti, but it's unfortunate not all of it. But
Shit, guys, I got cheap flights to Haiti right now.
let's go.
Let's get to Haiti.
Can I close the podcast?
Yeah.
with
Definitely.
ghost stories.
Yeah.
How about
yeah,
that?
with-
How about
with jokes.
Jesus?
A literal,
Halloween.
Happy
Halloween, everybody. Halloween. No happy, just Halloween.
This
Let's
is.
cut my story out.
No, honestly,
We
'cause,
literally
listen,
started
everybody.
this by me being like, you know what? Fuck urban stories. I'm not scared of that. This is what I'm genuinely.
I
scared
don't
of.
know what this episode's gonna be called. We'll figure it out. But I'll close on this. I'll close on this. So
yes.
growing up, a lot of the side hustle that my parents did, fucking take it as the stereotypical side hustle, but it was a lot of cleaning jobs that we did growing up, and I used to help my parents sometimes. And one of the crazy things about it was we cleaned a lot of offices and stuff like that. But like one of the crazy things, you'd often like see a bunch of weird shit working like jobs like that, like late, because like you'd be there like at 1 a.m. or something like that, and you'd be like doing that. And so there's a couple like just little creepy like incidents that would occur like that, where my dad has like had my mom has had moments like that where like my mom has been cleaning in like this entire completely different section, and she'd hear her name being called, like my dad was like calling your name, and she'd be like, okay, what is it, and then like would have to go find him completely on the other end of the building and be like what is it, like you're calling me, and he's like, I didn't call you. And it's like, and then there's like but there's other bits where it's like I think this one time they took me, and I think the job was quick because we would do like multiple buildings in one night, and they took me to this one building, and I was young, so they didn't bring me down for this one, but I was waiting in the car, and I remember seeing a man in the cafeteria.
Okay.
And my mom would clean, my mom did her thing, and then did everything, and then he like followed her into a room, and then my mom finished cleaning everything, came out, and I was like, there was a man there, right? And she was like, no, there was like, I was by myself. He was like, I set the alarm codes. Yeah, like
Shit.
there's like a lot of like encounters like that were like,
What the fuck?
my like in my siblings, we all ran through it, where we all saw like some sort of weird shit like that.
Shit.
We're like doing these types of jobs where it's like my older brother once saw just like a shadowy figure going back, because like it was this hall with doors, and
Yeah.
he just like 1, 2 like back in between doors like that. Oftentimes what you'd hear is someone calling your name. And I had my first-hand experience finally. I was working in this building that was like a Valve factory, but it had like a nice office and everything. And the company had a V in its name.
Okay.
And so they kind of made this a part of the architecture, where you'd walk straight into the lobby, and the lobby would split into 2 wings of offices, and the wings would be separated by like the lobby would be like, you walk in, there's a front desk, behind it there's a staircase that's shaped like a V, so there's like 2 staircases basically leading to each wing of offices. So when you'd be in the left wing, you could look down the hall, see the staircase going down and up to the other wing. And so this one night I was there with my dad, and I was cleaning. I was, taking out garbages from one of the offices, and I looked across the hall, and there was a woman standing there looking at me.
What the fuck?
And she was she was like middle-aged, wearing brown, beige like tones, like very like it blended with the room,
background,
with like the
yeah.
carpet and everything. She
Yeah.
looked like it very dull in terms of like color and everything. Even her skin tone was very like dull.
Yeah.
And I saw her. She was just standing there and looking at me.
Okay.
And then she walked back into an office. And at the end, and I asked my dad, like, is there anybody else here? And he's like, no, there's nobody else here. And again, end of the day,
Holy shit.
we set the alarm codes when we came in.
God damn it.
And we set the alarm codes back on when we left. Just
shit.
spooky shit that we
fuck.
constantly
What the
see.
fuck?
Yeah.
Damn. You didn't even get the twin girls. You got like one middle-aged.
One
dull-looking
middle-aged
woman.
shining woman. Yeah,
You got the worst
But
bad.
that's
Bad
crazy.
imagination.
Damn.
That's crazy that it happened to you twice. You
Yeah.
remember this too.
Yeah, just weird situations like that you always kind of encounter while doing cleaning jobs. This one time, I walked into the bathroom, and I swear to God, it was like one of the scariest shits I've ever seen because it had just been New Year's too. So we were coming in cleaning an office after New Year's, and I walked into the bathroom and I opened the stall,
Mhm.
and there was this shit in the
I
toilet.
knew you were
the
making a
size
fucking.
of a fucking log.
I knew you
It
were
was
fucking.
massive. It was insane.
I saw it. I was like, man, this is
It was.
fucking with us.
I had to. I was
Christmas log?
worried. That was a Christmas, Hanukkah, and New Year's log. And I swear to God,
Are we starting a shit conversation?
that was
'Cause
speaking
I-
like
Oh,
speaking
no.
of
I
speaking,
got a
of speaking
story.
of Chris Hansen, that was a chat log.
That
Okay,
was
a
a-
massive chat log. I will say.
The chat
Listen,
log.
thank you everybody for listening.
Thank you.
It was fun. Thank you.
My name is
fun.
John. This is Priscilla over here. Nikki here. John here.
He fucked up that outro for the first time
I
in
fucked up that
20
outro
to 30 episodes.
hard. I'm like 3 beers in. You can catch me on Instagram at Director John Ramirez. I also make movies at Deadtime Media. You can find a podcast on TikTok at BVE Pod. And I also just dropped a short film called Joe Likes His Space. Go
Yeah,
watch
yeah.
that shit.
Go watch
Thank
that
you.
shit. It's fucking great.
This is Nikki. My Instagram is nick.serafino. I love you. Mwah.
This is John. Just give us some love. You know what I mean? Follow John Short. It's actually really fucking amazing. I've been supporting it for a while and I love it. It's one of my favorites. Give the show like a little 5 stars if you're on Spotify or anything like that. If you like these little Halloween episodes and the new intro, let us know how it is. Because, we just love doing everything for you guys, man. We love you guys. And this is Prissy.
Yeah, this is Priscilla.
The
And
ghost.
yeah, definitely follow us on everything: Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and definitely watch John Short award-winning.
Oh, no.
Award-winning.
You just dropped that knowledge on him?
Award-winning.
God damn.
Joe Like His Space. It's on YouTube. Watch it.
Fucking love you, Jordan.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I will say that's the only time I've seen you not get up to pee.